Just because Justin Whitaker is in the house, we started this a little bit early. Hey, welcome to PopPop's LitRPG world. We are live tonight and going to be talking about Paco Saves the Day and author Nicholas Turner. And look who's here, Nicholas Turner, author of Paco Saves the Day. Mr. Turner, how are you tonight?
I'm well. Thanks for having me.
Oh, absolutely. It's a thrill to have you here. I'll consider not banning Mr. Whitaker as long as he behaves.
And doesn't go on vacation again and not tell anyone.
Goes dark and not tell anyone and think the most horrible things for a week. And I would not have been able to replace him out of his upcoming, interview. That would just been horrible. But does he care? No. Instead, we're going to talk about Paco Saves the Day. You'll see it up there in the corner, but also there it is in all of its bright paperbacky glory. And we all know that PopPop consumes via paperback because he's old and whatnot. So this is your first foray into a true LitRPG style book.
Yeah.
Why did you choose to come into LitRPG?
I started reading the genre and I was getting tired of sci-fi. It's very serious all of the time. And I just wanted to have fun with writing again. And after reading the genre, I was like, this is the most fun genre to be reading right now. And I want to start writing this because I love video games. I love this genre and I want to put something back out into something that I love.
That makes sense. Now, you had written before, and that was cyberpunky. So
Yes.
Is this a big change from that style of writing to a LitRPG novel? Do you have to go into a different mindset?
I do go into a very different mindset, but I bring a lot of my sci-fi elements over.
I kind of, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, I brought a lot of my sci-fi with me, which some people stick just fantasy, some stick just sci-fi, and I've kind of just mashed them together.
Yes, you did. and we're going to talk about that because, I am not into physics, but we're going to go over this a little bit. So we have a couple little interesting beginnings. A lot of the beginnings of stories now, the last two that I've seen recently, is you start with some kind of date.
Yeah.
Some kind of flirting. In Kamatoan's Rise of a Monster, we have this guy who's just has the hots. Sorry, I can say it. I'm a boomer. I don't care what I say. Has the hots for a waitress. Waitress is also liking him back. So it's a consensual thing. So, okay, there. So they're all going to get together and he gets sucked away by a necromancer. So that beautiful date that was planned, no go. Not so much in yours.
Yeah.
How did you start out with oh crap, I've got to get away from this woman?
So being a millennial, app dating is the worst thing to ever come into existence. So I'm sure we've all had plenty of those dates where
Not me.
where we go out on one, we're like, wow, this person just completely sucks. So I wanted to kind of get that vibe and kind of make Chris kind of stuck up. I wanted him to feel like he's very judgmental when you started reading.
And to a degree, a little bit uppity.
100%.
Because he's going and he's in charge of he's the star in his mind of the raccoons.
Yeah.
Of the preview. He is he's bringing the world the raccoons, and therefore everyone has to love him.
Yeah. 100%.
So he has this mindset, and all of a sudden, I don't want to do too many spoilers, but so of course we have all sorts of fantasy races in your story. That's not the big thing to me. The big thing is your complete total, utter lack of concern for physics and the ability to travel apparently between galaxies. I heard galaxies.
Yeah.
I read in your book. What the hell? No time dilation, no time loss, no nothing. These
No.
rays are powerful. What the hell? What's going on there?
Yeah. So the council, as they're known, very advanced conglomerate of races. And the whole idea behind them is almost being able to flatten the universe and create a wormhole so you could just pierce your way through and pop out
An
the other end.
explanation. I'm glad I got this.
Yeah. So they still have their star drives without too many spoilers. We do get some stuff with them moving around in the ship. But yeah, wormholes and making your own.
Okay, that'll work. I can handle that of an explanation. So that's acceptable. So this is almost as bad as a Dungeon Crawler Carl situation or DCC situation or a Slayer Bowl situation where basically almost potentially the entire human race except for two people has been wiped out. We don't know that for sure yet, but the way it seems, it's Chris and Jordan.
Yeah.
As the only two known humans floating around. Well, that just sucks potentially.
Yeah.
And does that carry through? Are we going to learn more in book 2, which is, what, Paco destroys the multiverse or something like that?
So, book 2 is going to be titled Paco Slays a Dragon.
I was close.
Close.
Yeah, a little bit of a loss. We'll have to wait till Nick turns back in. Sometimes this happens. There we go. You're back.
Perfect.
Yay.
Yeah, so Paco Slays a Dragon, we're going to get more into that, but this isn't the last time we're going to see Earth.
Okay. So we'll get to see something.
Something. I'm planning on this being 4 books in total.
Okay. And is the arc, in your brain, is it complete? How far along are you in the writing process of everything?
So I'm working on book 2. I do write slower than most in this genre. So I'm going to hopefully have this out around the same time, September, October for book 2. I usually go through a 6 to 8 month cycle, and then I do no writing during the holidays.
And you're doing self-publish.
Yes.
Okay. And how about audio?
Audio, I have it coming out probably at the end of this month. Brad Grusnick, who did one of my other audiobooks, just finished up this week. So
Very
he's
good.
proofing, and hopefully in the next 3 weeks it should be out.
And that's going to go Audible potentially, or I don't know how that, how you do things in that ear world, since I don't really pay attention to ear books.
Yeah, so I have all the rights on that one. I am going Audible exclusive with it.
Okay.
At least for the moment, but yes.
Very good. What was the toughest part of the book to create and present?
I would probably say that last part after Squish the Goblin King, when Brookrag takes Chris and Paco back and he's looking at the city that they've kind of taken over. Yeah. Right before Skarg comes into play. That transition was a little rough.
Is that, and again, that's basically when, to me, it seemed ultimately everyone was just trying to take advantage of Paco and Chris.
Yeah.
The whole way along. There's really no friendships floating around out in this world, out in this universe, except for the Greys, apparently. Apparently the Greys, are nice. They're good. They're goodly-ish.
Yeah. Curly, trying to save as many people as possible, saves one.
One. Oh well. Look at that at Roswell. They couldn't save any. They just crashed. So what the hell?
Yeah.
You know, they're not. They don't have the best track record of saving people. There are so many comments and so many great little bits of conversations. I almost have to start annotating books as I read them because I find so much, and I think I started, folding down some pages in this book and in Mage Tank, just to try to lean me towards them. It's very difficult for me to destroy a book by highlighting or magic markering or pencil notating. But one of the key components of a lit RPG novel is going to be the interaction between main character and a companion, whether or not it is an animal companion, an AI, or some sort of weird system component. So in your case, Chris is a great companion to the main character, Paco.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming that's how you see everything.
Yeah, 100%. Like, Chris is the main character in theory. And that's kind of where that first scene comes into play.
Correct.
But Paco takes the whole show, and Paco is the reason why everything kind of happens.
And everyone loves Paco. I mean, that's, if you're going to get this adopted or adapted, you can, basically use Everyone Loves Raymond and just turn it into Everybody Loves Paco. And Chris would be, I don't know, Ray Romano's brother.
Yeah.
So, it's obvious that the raccoon is in charge, which is good because Gim's my wife, belonged to a sorority whose animal companion is a raccoon. So she'll just love this once I really tell her more about it.
Okay.
So that's a good thing. And what else do you want to tell us about Paco Saves a Day in the universe? What do you want to get across to all your followers, all your listeners?
So I think anybody who's in here right now, it is a lit RPG book inherently, but it's like soft sci-fi. The lit RPG elements take a backseat, at least in this first book, and it really is just about the characters and how they're trying to survive in this. I am going to delve more into the RPG aspect going forward in book 2 to kind of explain how the system works, why it works the way it does. But book 1 is not about the lit RPG aspects. It's to make you love these characters or hate them.
And I think that you did a good job. And you also, set up, well, you didn't like a few of them, the characters ultimately, the very difficult dwarven names to say. Yeah. I think maybe that's why you did that, because you just wanted us to hate them all. But this was a good point. I'm glad that we brought it up this way. This is what we would call creamy lit RPG. It's very, very light in terms of the stats. The levels are there. I mean, all those components are there, but it is not crunchy like Ultimate Level 1 is, or Unbound, or any of Sean Oswald's apocalyptic types. So it is definitely light and airy when it comes to leveling, but it's there, and pocket universes are there. Everything is there to give you the start. Even TJ Lombardi's Golem Masters, doesn't get into the RPG components till book 4, book 5, he says, which I think is a wee bit too long. But that was a nice little description. Yes, Justin Whitaker, creamy, not like yours. Yours is not creamy. Okay. Jeez. You're writing lit RPG books and you don't understand creamy or crunchy? We'll have to have a talking to in a couple of weeks when I get a hold of him.
22nd.
January 22nd, 9 o'clock. I can go over all of these things. I'm getting very busy over
Yeah.
the next couple months, and especially this month. So you guys have to put up with me. Okay, fine. It is creamy. It's a thing. Trust me. Go look it up. Creamy versus crunchy LitRPG stats. Crunchy versus creamy stats. It's a thing. I just didn't make it up. I could make it up. I'm a boomer. I can make anything I want up.
It's LitRPG. You can make whatever up.
That's right. I could do it. So even going forward, this isn't an isekai because they're alive. It's not even Portal, unless you want to call a wormhole a portal, and then it becomes a portal fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
I don't think it fits nicely into any of them.
You're right.
I've had this debate with people because like it's not an isekai, but they get teleported away. So like technically, just by like basic, and I mean the most basic definition, it kind of is, but like it's really not. So
I'm not buying that part.
Yeah. So I think it's just kind of basic lit RPG, and it doesn't fit nice into any category.
Well, I think that's fine and dandy. You know why? Because you're the author.
Yeah.
And you can do whatever the hell you want to write the story.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to justify anything to anybody. And that's the awesome thing about the genre. You can do whatever you want. You can create your whole new world of things and the way of doing things. And you introduce the grace to do that. You introduced, as you say, as you explain it, wormholes, flattened universes, moving that fast, because I did have an issue with that. Getting between galaxies just, lickety split. That's high level, seriously high level magic, known as technology. You could even do that. David Wilmarth did that in his Shadow Sun trilogy, where whatever powers that be moved the Earth from where we are now to a totally different galaxy or a different part of the galaxy instantaneously. So any high functioning or high level of industrialization or sciences can be construed as magic, and that was considered magic by us. So what the hell? I'm babbling. Stop me. Just interrupt me. Whitaker, how come you're letting me go on like this? Stop it. So he did verify. He did apologize. I'll keep him booked on the 22nd, so I don't have to kick him off. I have to finish the book now. Its book is huge. It's over 800 pages. Why couldn't he write a 260-page book like Nicholas Turner? No, 800 pages. Jeez. And then I'm reading another book that's, I don't know, 700 pages.
Yeah, it's a theme in the genre.
I know it is. There is a theory behind that, and I don't know if you know, it's because of Kindle Unlimited, but that's beside the point. We're not going to go into the physics of
money per page read.
Yes, so we won't do that. What do you have coming up other than Paco? Do you have any other ideas out there? I mean, because once you start creating, the juices don't get turned off.
No, they don't. So right now, Paco is on the forefront of everything. I have books 2 and 3 fully planned, with the 4th as a vague idea. But I actually am sitting on 2 manuscripts in sci-fi that I just haven't done anything with. They're each about halfway written, and I just don't want to go back to them currently.
Okay.
So Paco right now is the main priority.
And you are developing this just out in your world. You're not using Royal Road or any of the other techniques to develop the story, or?
So I did use Royal Road for Paco. I've taken all but the first 5 chapters off Royal Road because I am in Kindle Unlimited and I want to protect myself.
Have to do that,
yeah. I do have Patreon. I think it's linked at the back of my of Paco. I have not posted there currently with Paco Slays the Dragon because, as I said earlier, holidays I don't do any writing.
$3 a month, people. Go join his Patreon.
Yeah. Patreon.com/Nicholas
Well,
Turner author.
Nicholas Turner author. Yeah, that's a theme.
Yeah, makes things easy. So I will be posting there probably closer to February again, once the audiobook comes out and I can really sit down and focus on the whole writing again.
That'll be worth it, right?
Yeah, I have a couple subscribers on there.
And how did your Royal Road experience go?
Horribly, because I didn't know what to do with it. So I've talked to a lot of people in LitRPG now, and I was kind of just like releasing a chapter a week. And they're like, yeah, no one's going to read it. You need to dump like half the book on day one.
Yeah, it's amazing to see what goes on there now.
Yeah.
My TBR on Royal Road is probably 4 times as large as my TBR in physical books, just because there's so much out there. There are so many resources available now too. So, that's really pretty cool. That's where I'm going to be leaning towards too, and getting more authors to come on up to interview. One of the things you'll find out that I'd love to do, up and comers, newcomers to the genre like you. You don't really need too much push because you have an existence out there. You have thousands of followers on TikTok. You have a lot of followers over on the Facebook side of the world as well. But your LitRPG experience is still kind of small.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to hit on. I want to get you moving there and out in the world. And that's the type of people that I like to do. Readers Beware. Oh, Readers Beware is here. Boom. Did you know? Good to see you. Thank you for all the great words that you have been saying about me and Nicholas, and of course, Kiani. Kiani hypes LitRPG. He is going to be doing a buddy read with Paco Saves the Day in March.
Speaking of, did Nicholas, did you enter for the signed copy that we're doing the giveaway on?
Either way, there I am. He is.
Okay.
He is. So
perfect.
So we do have two signed copies to give away. One is going to be here on the number of increases or follows that I've had on my TikTok and also on my Facebook. Well, not my YouTube channel. Don't mind me, I'm old. So don't worry about that. If not, my butt is good. So we are going to send out 2 copies signed by Nicholas to 2 lucky fans, 2 lucky people. I would do more, but I'm just not that rich. I would buy more books, but he offered to. So Nicholas, who are you doing the buddy read it with? And I tried to drag them to be a guest here tonight, but he very graciously declined the invitation, coming up with something or other, not being able to do it, but here he is anyway. Who are you doing the buddy read with, Nick? Readers Beware. I guess we lost him.
We might have.
It happens.
That's all right.
But that was cool. I'm very glad he popped in. If anyone else is here that I would recognize your TikTok handle. Okay, there you go. Who are you doing the buddy read with, and is she here tonight yet? See, I pay attention to comments. Isn't that cool? I can multitask too.
I
I know
think
you're here, but who are you doing your buddy read with in March? Jesse B. Jesse B, I believe, happened to be the 500th follower.
Yeah, I saw you got a little push this week.
I did. I was pushing, joining, following other people. Other people got, and then, today, Nicholas Readers Beware did a major push for myself and for Kiani as well. He compared me to Kiani Hype's LitRPG, which no. To me, that's like total imposter syndrome. The panache that Kiani does his reviews with, far outweighs what Boomer PopPop can put together. But I am true to myself. I'm always going to do what I do, and I can't do it as fancy as that. So, reader beware. Thank you for being here tonight. Anybody else? I'm trying to figure out who else is here. I think BJ is working tonight. She would normally be here as well. I have a nice little following. So, any questions for either of us, but for Nicholas, like more than anything. And Nick, do you go by Nicholas? What Turner? What do we call you?
Nick. I much prefer Nick.
We're gonna call him Nick from now on. Henceforth, your name shall be Nick. That was kind of sort of Monty Python-ish. So, any questions for us? I had a whole thing here too, but I haven't put them up. I have all these little blurbs that my artist has done for helping me out with my.
Oh, we got J-Mac in here.
I'm trying to figure. I think I know who that is. I don't. Hi, J-Mac. Look, I can do this too. This is also one. This is I think one of your bands as well. Hi, J-Mac. So, J-Mac, tell me, how do you know PopPop? Are you following me on TikTok? Are you following me in Discord? I know you haven't read my books because I don't write. I just read. I'm a wonderful consumer. Then there's Justin.
Yeah, I saw his question.
You had a question?
He did. Yes. How much reading did I do? So my first foray was with Matt. I binged all of his books within a month. And then over the course of that year, I was reading Dakota Kraut. I love Murder Hobo.
I'm going to have to get into Murder Hobo at some point.
Murder Hobo is so fun. I'm still reading through Primal Hunter because that just never seems to end.
I've read book one. Book
one. And then the next on my list right now in terms of LitRPG is Will White. And then I want to read Chrysalis. Those are like the routes I'm going. I tried Beware of Chicken.
Yeah, but that's progression. That's progression outside of the Venn diagram, the smaller Venn diagram that is LitRPG. So you have to be ready for that.
Yeah. So right now, those are my big ones.
I like that.
I have James Hunter on the list, mostly because he's got a raccoon on one of his. So that's on my TBR.
Anybody read anything by James Hunter? James Hunter is utterly amazing, not only as a writer, but as a human being, as a subject of an interview. I don't know if you looked at, Nick, I don't know if you looked at my interview with him.
I think I did. There was one of them I was in here with. Well, in the comments.
Read anything by James Hunter.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong.
Yeah, Discount Dan. but I think Wasteland Warriors. There we go.
Wasteland Warriors, that is, and we talked about that. Wasteland Warriors is, set in the future of one of his other series. So you have to be careful how you just go into that. I think he says you can read them on their own as a standalone, but it's something after one of his other series. So it's a little bit difficult to justify which one. But I read Discount Dan as my first one by him, and then read Vigil Bound. Read Vigil Bound. You want a really cool isekai, true isekai, and with seriously dense history and world building and crunchiness. There you go.
Yeah.
That's that. What else?
Salvage System, another sci-fi author who made his way over.
Yeah, because
I loved his Helldiver series.
Okay, there you go. I like to get word out for him. I'll have to cut that out a little bit, get this edit out there for him. I liked Salvage System too, and his new one's coming out not too long, in the nearby future as well.
Yep.
And I had a conversation with one of the super fans in the industry, and he wasn't overly keen on it, and I tried to disabuse him of that. But I really did. I like Salvage System as well for our first foray into LitRPG.
Yeah, definitely a fun one.
Definitely fun. Not as fun as Magic Murder Cube Marine.
Magic Murder Cube Marine.
Yes. By Alex Karn. That's absurdist, way out there. If you want to read something really weird to get ready for the future, read it.
I'll check that one out.
It's an amazing book. But that's weird and obtuse. What else is going on? Justin, no comments.
Yeah.
You can't say that you're amazing. We'll decide whether you're amazing or not on the 22nd. So just calm down.
So me and PopPop talked about this before the interview
there
started,
you go.
How I got into LitRPG. I started out writing cyberpunk with my series, and then when I was releasing the final book in a trilogy in 2022, I hit the new releases, but I didn't hit number 1. And it was a little uncommon for me not to hit number 1. Usually like day 2, I kind of hit it and then I'd fall off. And I was like, well, what's going on? What released this week? And I looked into the new release category, and there was a guy holding a sword. I was like, why is this in my genre? Like, this is definitely fantasy. And I looked more into it, and Amazon was putting LitRPG into the cyberpunk category at the time, because LitRPG hadn't had its own category on Amazon yet. So that's how I was introduced to LitRPG.
But what book was that?
Don't know. I would have to go back to look. I know when it was July of 2022. So if I looked hard enough, I could
go back. There's always records.
Yeah. And then Matt honestly was the one who got me into this. It's just, his book is so well written. And everyone talks about it, how he's just the one right now with everything, his characters, his storyline, the multiple plots going through it. And then he has the crunchy stats when you want them.
When you need them.
Yeah. And for me, what his did the best was the loot boxes. I love the loot boxes.
Well, the loot boxes are great, and then you can't really. It's a combination of things. Jeff Hayes did it just as much as Matt did them, so it's like a massively amazing combination of things with the audio, and the actual physical books or ebooks. Well, actually, Matt did the self-pub route as well. Yeah, it got me into it too, but I fell a lot harder, and I don't obsess.
Yeah.
about it. But they're awesome. They're awesome books, and Matt Dinniman is a fantastic human being. He's probably just going nuts that he can't believe everything that's happening to him.
Yeah.
All right, that's a conversation. Oh no, what's the best book? What's your favorite DCC book?
This Inevitable Ruin. It's the last one, I
So
think.
far.
So far. The way everything is tying together is really interesting, and I'm really wondering how this is going to play out when we go to the further floors. And I know it's not going to play out well.
It's going to be fun. It ain't going to be good. Humble opinion. Mine was Bedlam Bride so far.
The very good one. The one that lost me was the trains, the Iron.
Yeah, but he went ahead and told you ahead of time. He
Yeah.
said, don't do it. Don't try to do it. Enjoy the book. You'll never understand it. And then people go and try to understand it, and it just hurts their brains. I took him for what he's, I listened to my authors.
Mm-hmm.
He said, don't do it. Just read the book.
Yeah.
So, all right, there. We did our requisite Matt and Dinniman talk. Hi, Matt. Have a great day. Now, any other questions? And now we know that there's the buddy read for Paco Saves the Day. So we have 2 people doing that. I cannot wait. I don't do buddy reads. What is a buddy read? I don't understand that, because there's also a big buddy read going on for Discount Dan by those who shall remain nameless. I don't understand what a buddy read is. Nick, do you know what a buddy read is?
Never done it.
Guys, what's a buddy read? Type it real quick. You have 12 words.
You comment in the app as you go.
Yeah,
what app? TikTok? Oh, they're doing like TikTok lives and like reading together.
Yeah, that's interesting now, isn't it? More of a live conversation, like a book club. You comment as you go.
Storygraph.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know what that is. So that's too high tech for me. I'm a boomer. Give me a break.
And then,
if you guys want to drag me into something like that, I'd be willing to, attempt it. But you guys don't want to hear me think. Oh my God, it's a horrible thing. Let me tell you. You can ask anyone in the Discords from the LitRPG Con. I'm just a horrible person when I get moving and going. I can always, Justin Whitaker is just a presence. Except when he goes on vacation and disappears for a week and scares the shit out of everybody in the genre.
So I got a question, a couple. So Reader Beware asks, am I excited about the audio version of Paco? I am so ready for it to come out because Brad has done just amazing work doing a dramatization of this book. And then I don't want to say yes, but I am more leaning like probably not. And I don't want to put too many spoilers out for book 2, but book 2 is going to have a lot more games involved in it. So we're going to see a tabletop, which I was given permission to, a real world tabletop game that I was given permission to use. So there's going to be a lot of dice rolling and stats in that. Then there's going to be a card game and then another tabletop. So I don't think I would make a game out of this since I'm kind of borrowing from other games.
So Justin Whitaker, the author of Wraith Wizard Ascendant, just to get it in there, does have some good questions. You seem like a plotter as opposed to a pantser.
I am totally a pantser in terms of the writing process. I just have ideas for this is going to happen, that's going to happen, that's going to happen. I have to get there.
So in between, you're kind of like, I think, is that what Sour Patch does? you basically know your points,
Mm-hmm.
but getting to that point, you don't know yet
Yeah.
how it's going to get there. Okay. And the second half of is, since you write that way, which really hurts my brain whenever I hear how, an author says, I'm going to create a character, and then the character got away from me. It's like, well, it's your character. It can't get away from you, but it does, apparently. So what was your most unexpected plot development in Paco today?
Jordan. Jordan was the most unexpected plot development that I have to keep remembering that he is
going to get away from you.
Yeah.
You're right. He is someone that can get away from you just because he doesn't care.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a douche.
Yeah.
But is he? He's a nice douche. He's kind of like the douche you could like.
Yeah.
Whereas,
and people love Jordan, like as a character.
I agree with that. I can understand that. I'm on board with that. If there was a Team Jordan short, even though the name is spelled wrong, but that's beside the point. I would wear a Team Jordan T-shirt. Absolutely. More than I would wear a Team Chris, but no one's going to wear a Team Chris shirt. It's either Paco or Jordan, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or Curly, but I guess you can do it. You can do Curly with a flying saucer and you can make a great shirt for Curly. Look into that.
Yeah.
You do need merch, ultimately.
I do.
Uh-oh. We got a question.
In like first book ever or first book of Paco?
Clarification needed. So please, Dex 8055. Thank you for moderating. I may have to hire Justin Whittaker to be my my editor or my moderator. Good question. Answer both ways, according to Justin.
So with Paco, I really just wanted to have fun with writing again. Like I said earlier, sci-fi, it is in the doldrums where like it's always serious except for Andy Weir, who somehow makes his sci-fi fun and like amusing and comedic. But for me, sci-fi is always serious and depressing, and I just wanted to have fun writing again. And I play so many video games and RPGs that I was like, okay, let's do this. I love raccoons. That's the basis of the story. There's a raccoon in it.
How does one love raccoons?
They're just the best. I've played with them in the zoos. Like, yeah. I used to feed them when I lived in New York. And then started writing in the first place. So I've always written. It's just been very different.
Let me just make a comment here with K.L. Robel's Project Hail Mary. It was awesome. I totally agree. And the prospect of a movie scares the crap out of me because I don't think, my humble opinion, they're going to be able to capture the book. So they didn't capture The Martian. So I don't know if, his books are a hell of a lot better than anything else. All right, go ahead. That's enough.
So yeah, I actually first started out publishing poetry back in 2019.
Wow.
Yeah, right before COVID.
And that's the Nicholas Trieste.
Yep.
That's a whole nother question there.
Yeah, that's a whole other ball game. So I got my creative writing degree. That's what I went to college for. And I had been published in some magazines, and I was working on sci-fi, but publishing my poetry. And I got tired of getting rejection letters or ignored from agents. So I just published my first book myself, and then I've never looked back.
So totally off kilter, and this is going to get to show you what type of a nerd I am. Why did you pick Trieste as your poet name?
So it's my middle name.
Oh yeah, how did you get the name Trieste as your middle name? There's got to be a story someplace. Damn it, tell me.
Yeah. So my family lived in Naples, and then the world wars happened and they were displaced. So what I was always told is they started naming their children after the cities they lived in. And then my grandfather or great grandfather came over, and his name was Trieste, and then I got that as my middle name.
Trieste is a really interesting city. For the longest time, it's up in the far northern reaches of Italy,
Mm-hmm.
and it was part of Austria, the Austrian Empire, for a long time. So yeah, it's a really cool place to be. And after World War I, they didn't know what to do with it. So it was actually a free state or a free city for a while before Italy got hold of it, and that's why I saw that. And yeah, I'm a nerd. What can I do? So I definitely needed to learn about that.
Yeah.
Who has little hands? The people from Genoa or the Triestians?
Probably the southern ones. I don't know. My hands are small.
What is your favorite RPG?
Final Fantasy X is the first one I ever played, and that always holds a special place in my heart. But I adore Bloodborne and everything that Miyazaki is doing with From Software.
See, that is just so weird because when I say anything, the very first game I ever played was Bard's Tale on an Apple II GS in 1986. And yeah, it doesn't hold up because it was on a floppy disk. Uh, and then I went and I played things like Asheron's Call and EQ1 and WoW before Raids. So I'm too old for all this new stuff. I've never played a Final Fantasy game in my life, and I probably don't miss it. Bard's Tale was very fun, though. Yes.
Did I not have fun when I wrote my first novel? I did have fun. It is my most reviewed book still, and still my best-selling book, but it doesn't represent me as a writer anymore. I've changed drastically, and you could see a lot of amateurish mistakes in my first book. I think if you wanted to read my sci-fi, Oh Dreamer Mine is very closely like how I want to write and like my voice as a writer.
Ooh, that's going to make a nice little excerpt if I get the editing. Any cheap editors out there? God, I need someone to edit my interviews. Like Jess Wargo has. Damn it.
Yeah,
Oh, I
I'm
didn't say that, did I? I didn't say that. All the podcasters get along really well. We all love each other, so don't worry about that. I'm allowed to do that. What is Fable?
Another RPG that released on the Xbox.
Okay. I bought an Xbox once, way back when.
The original one
First came out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how old I am.
Yeah, Justin, I'm young. I'm in my early 30s.
How old are you, Justin? Am I allowed to ask that? Oh my God, I don't know what I'm allowed to ask anymore.
I don't know. We don't know what he looks like. Or at least I don't.
Well, we will on the 22nd, unless he puts a
Yeah.
helmet on like Jay Krause does.
Yeah.
But
I'd say you're not
38. Jesus Christ, he's 38.
He started on Final Fantasy VII. That's his favorite RPG. We all know it.
I'm 64 and a half. Good God. I'll be on Social Security by the time LitRPG 2 comes out. No, I'll be on Medicare when LitRPG 2 Con 2 comes place in July. Oh, they have little hands.
They're holding a Dr. Pepper.
I don't think they can do that. They don't have opposable thumbs, do they?
I've seen them do some crazy things, but no, they don't have opposable thumbs.
I've seen crows use sticks. So, what the hell? And do I have any favorite games? Yeah, I don't play. You know what I was playing before I fell down the rabbit hole? I was playing Soul Mask and Icarus, both builder games.
I just bought Icarus like 3 days ago.
And I play by myself because I don't like people.
Yeah.
I would just run around building shit that doesn't look good for anybody but me. So
Yeah.
Icarus has come a long way since, in the last year that I haven't played it. I mean, I keep up, I'm on the Discord, so I keep up to date with what Icarus is going through. And it's a lot better in the past year. So maybe some year we'll go onto a server and we'll run around and you'll see how shitty I am and how many times I could die. But it's a fun game. It's definitely a good game.
Yeah.
So, who's a sadomasochist?
Me for liking Bloodborne. It's the best.
Well, if he says it, it has to be right. What is Jade Empire is another game? Or is that a book?
I think that's a book. Giant green book all over. Oh no, it is a game.
Yeah, I don't have the ability to just go searching because I have to actually maintain connection here with.
Yeah, I got separate monitor for everything.
Oh, maybe I have to get a couple computer monitors and go from there.
He's gonna burrito dreamer mine.
Any other? This is great. This is, truthfully, probably one of the best interactions we've had with the audience. So thank you to all our TikTokers who have come over here to interact, because it's fun. It's great to have all this.
Yeah. Thanks for coming by.
And then we're going to go, and I get to go rescue Gibbs. Before here, we went over to my granddaughter's house to babysit a little bit. So I have to go rescue Mrs. B from the clutches of my daughter and my grandchildren and bring them back over here. So fortunately, when you move to Florida, to be a mile and a half away from your grandkids, it's an awesome thing.
Yeah.
So you guys will experience that eventually, maybe. 38, that's as old as it gets. Oh my God, stop it. Yeah. Anything else? Nicholas, what else do you want to talk about before we get out of here?
When this comes out on audio, go download it, because Brad, we haven't really touched on much, but PopPop might have looked him up, but he does a lot of voice acting for video games.
Ooh, it's kind of like Travis Baldy does. Yeah, he did them too, didn't he?
I think he did.
And the developer, so.
Yeah, Brad Grusnick, he does Elder Scrolls Online voices. He does voices for Diablo 4, Days Gone, Crisis, Metro Exodus. So he really is a very talented human being. And I found him through TikTok. He read Oh Dreamer Mine and wanted to narrate it. And it's just been...
That's the coolest, isn't it?
Yeah. And now I'm just like, you're doing this forever. Like, you're doing the whole series.
And he's agreed to that. What's your dream LitRPG book? I'm going to have to hire him as a question person.
He's really good at
He's really good, isn't he? God damn.
So I'm really looking forward to Paco Slays a Dragon, but I'm going to give you a little spoiler since I've been doing it. Book 3 is going to be so wildly weird. I want to finish book 2 so I can start writing book 3, because it's going to be titled Paco Meets the Hat Man.
So what? The Hat Man?
The Hat Man.
Oh yeah.
So that whole interaction in the series, I'm really looking forward to. And I'm gonna meld in my sci-fi more. I have plans for that and how to make it work in this fantasy aspect, because I am introducing guns in book 1, and I want to explain how those work, because how does magic work if you have a gun and you could just shoot someone? So I'm looking forward to delving more into the system that I've laid the groundwork for.
That's been handled and done in some other post-apocs, so everyone knows that PopPop loves his post-apocalyptics. So I've seen them happen in those as well. So if you ever want to write a really good post-apocalyptic, I'd be there for it. Just so you know. And this really isn't a post-apocalyptic because it has really nothing to do with whatever's happening on Earth right now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there is an apocalyptic event, an invasion by the orcs. I'll give you that much. We can tell you that because that happens within the first 10 pages. So that's not giving too much away. But it has nothing to do with what's happening. I mean, we're just thrust into this new fantasy world, which is really cool, which I really, enjoyed. And I would call this, as you already said, it's light LitRPG. So this is really a romp. Yeah. If you would, I don't know if you would agree with it, but it's a romp through the universe.
Yeah.
And that's why I liked it so much, because one, you didn't take it too seriously, or as seriously as it could have been. It's not like a Jez Kajayo grim dark monster filled amazingness. It's just a romp of amazingness.
Yeah.
So it's a different level of heaviness, creaminess, all that kind of fun stuff.
I consider it more like a character study.
There you go. I could live with that. Here we go. Boom. I just read a zombie lit RPG series. What's the name of it, Jesse? Thank you, sir. I try. I'm still suffering from imposter syndrome since I just got into the industry and into the genre in January, and I just started doing this kind of stuff in September. So keep plugging. So Jesse something. Hello. Headshot by Matthew Siege. All right, sure. Okay, fine. Where the hell are my pens?
Last January, Justin. Not
last January, not 2 weeks ago. So I'm going to tell you one thing right now. I don't do vampires. I don't do dark grim. I don't do zombies all that easily or that well. I just like a zombie apocalypse. There is a book I have to read that has zombie apocalypse in it, has zombies in it. I have to do it just, for reasons that I will not disclose here. But zombies, Chrysalis, I want you to go and read because the author is awesome. He is a hoot. I have some really good pictures of him at LitRPG Con last year. I have a ton of pictures of everybody at LitRPG, and they're all nice, and you can't get in trouble with any of them. So, Benjamin Karai has a vampire movie book I probably won't read, but if he ever publishes Unorthodox Farming Book 3, I promised him I would. So therefore, Ben Karai, finish Unorthodox Farming Book 3, and I'll read Vampire Vincent books. There, I said it. So now there's proof. So we know what you have coming up. Nick, do you mind if I blast what I'm doing over the next few weeks?
Absolutely. Go for it.
So I have a bunch of interviews coming up next week. On Tuesday, I am interviewing Corn Man. Both of them. Yes, Corn Man is actually two people. Mage Tank series. I'm in the middle of reading Mage Tank right now. See? Somewhere it's in there. Awesome book. Amazing world building, etc., etc. So Corn Man is on Tuesday. Next Thursday, I'm killing myself here. Next Thursday, I am having...
You sound like Jordan.
Yeah, I know, right? Having an interview. I'm going to interview... why do I hurt my brain like this? Joe Dan Worley, a Shadow Alley Press author, friend of James Hunter, Wayspring Wanderer, and at the same time, right around now, Wayspring Warden will be coming out. I cannot wait to talk with him, just by, listening to stories and other interviews. with Jess Wargo on her In Other Worlds podcast. So that's coming up on the 22nd. I am going to be interviewing an individual by the name of Justin Whitaker. You may have seen him in the comments babbling all over the place. His book is Wraith Wizard Ascendant. I'm still trying to figure out what the hell is going on in that book. What it is, where it is. It's got a combination of everything. And that's just 3 of my interviews coming up. I think I have a total of 6 or 7 interviews in January. I do get to do Sarah streams. He is a writer of, was it Dark Matter Ascension, or he's really involved in Discord as well, and bringing up newbie authors and whatnot. There's so many great authors that I have coming up to interview. Enough babbling, but it's my show, so I get to do what the hell I want, Nick, thank you for showing up. Hopefully this was a good experience for you. We will get this out to everybody else. If you have comments, find me on PopPop's LitRPG YouTube channel. Make some comments there. Find me on the TikTok. And find me on my Facebook group. Nick, where do we find you? How do we reach you?
Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Nicholas Turner Author pretty much will pop up every social media if you could look me up on Google. But before we go, can I spin the wheel?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
All right. So for the TikTok giveaway, it was Jesse.
That's her.
Yeah.
Is it this Jesse?
It's Jesse B.
Jesse B. Oh, that's okay. That's up here.
Yeah.
Jesse B. Make a comment, so I don't have to go scrolling up everything.
JMac, I think stuff. JMac 198, right?
Yes. Is she still here? We'll find her.
If not, I'll get her on there.
Yeah. And then you want to do, and I'm going to have to go and pick one out for my YouTube. On my YouTube. I don't have the ability to go and do that. I'll pick someone over on that side. Very similar. So
awesome.
And I'll get that information to you. Yay. Just show up again next Tuesday now when I do Corn Man. Mage Tank. And that's 2 of them. It's a twofer. It can't be beat. All right. So is there anything else before we sign off? And, this is always the best signing off because I always screw signing up off because it never works out well because there's 2 buttons I have to press. So, Nick, say goodnight.
Nope. You broke up, Will.
Say goodnight.
Good night, everyone.
Hey, thanks for joining PopPop and Nick and PopPop's LitRPG World. PopPop out.